All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in to another fine edition of Unrivaled Sports. I'm Joey. This is Major, and joining us as always, Cash Money Malone.
I'm
What's going on,
excited.
everybody?
What's up, everybody?
How y'all doing?
Man, just sweating them out another night, hanging in there.
Yeah, tonight's gonna be interesting, man. It's a lot of senior nights going on tonight. No high school football, a lot of games tonight.
A lot of high school, a little bit of college, one measly pro game, a little bit of hockey, no baseball till tomorrow, a little bit of basketball.
Yeah.
So,
well,
I guess Auburn had the bye week. Alabama survived against the Bulldogs. We say survived. They gave up 6 points.
Hey,
nothing feels like a win after we got stomped in Knoxville. Like, it doesn't even feel like. I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe now.
Here we go with the Alabama talk.
I wasn't even here last week. You got to let me talk a little bit about my sorrows.
He wasn't here last week, so we got to let him lead off the show.
I had to let y'all blasphemy all the Alabama talk last week, so I get to come on and run it a little bit.
Well, before we get too involved, I just want to give out congratulations to two local teams. McGill-Tulane on the 7A Girls Volleyball Championship. No, McGill-Tulane, congratulations. Also to Bayside beat Spanish Fort for their 21st consecutive state championship in volleyball. That is impressive.
Wow. I was about to say Bayside was like really good when my wife played at Gulf Shores. 21 straight state titles.
That's crazy. For like the last, I think they said every girl, like every class, I don't know, it's weird, but when you win 21 straight, and then they move Bayside to 6A, and they still won state.
They're still winning them.
So congratulations to McGill, Tulane, and Bayside for being local teams to bring home that blue map.
Wow, and I guess do we know how Gulf Shores did volleyball? I know they're going up. Did Orange Beach and Gulf Shores make it up? They made the trip to Pelham, right?
Yeah, I think they both advanced to the Final Four, but I think they both got beat.
Well, congratulations to those other two.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all the local teams.
I shared that the other night and didn't realize till Dylan said something that the post I shared was 21 hours old.
21 hours. That's major for you. That's why we don't. And if anything happens tonight, Major's actually producing from his laptop. It's not me. So, Mr. Old man Grandpa over here, maybe he'll figure it out.
I am not touching anything.
Look, Major, click on that button right there.
What button?
It says chat. It says no. Don't hit the end stream button yet. Chat. That way you can see the comments.
Oh, that right there. Okay, all
right. Yeah, I mean, we got. There was another post, and I don't know if it was. It wasn't you that shared it, Dylan. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. There were a huge number of Baldwin County teams that made the playoff. I think it's 7 teams out of Baldwin County are going to have playoff games.
Yeah, football. I think in football you got I know off the top you got Daphne, Fairhope,
pretty much everybody except Alberta.
Daphne, Fairhope, Foley in 7A.
Yeah.
Orange Beach, Spanish Fort, Gulf Shores. Maybe is Bayside or St. Michael the 7?
St. Michael's out, Bayside's in.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7. Well, you know the teams that ain't gonna make it each year. You know it's not gonna be Alberta, it's not gonna be Robertsdale, it's not gonna be Bay Minette. So you might as well just count those teams out.
Yeah, I can't find that post now. Oh, 7 Baldwin County football teams. I think you named them all. Foley, Fairhope, Spanish Fort, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Bayside Academy, and Snook.
Snook. They play like 1A holy water football. We don't count that.
It says Snook.
There's no way Snook, because Snook was like.
I don't think Snook's won a game yet.
They're 1-9. I think they won this past week to a team out of Biloxi.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. They beat Sparta Academy. Now, unless they.
That was loud.
Unless that win was their only region win and they only needed one region win to reach the playoffs.
You might only need that.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, I
don't
played AISA high school ball, and I played at Jackson Academy. And Jackson Academy, by the way, right now, my old alma mater, give them a shout out, is undefeated on the year and has put up some points on people. So, little
you know what the thing about that is next
home
week?
team.
Everyone's 0-0 next week. Playoff football is totally
Playoff
different.
football start. Yep, you're right. Next week.
Yep.
I know we
Right.
got Gulf Shores is at home next weekend. They'll get the first round game. UMS right. That 5A. I like the 5A. 4A's look, going to be pretty tough too. 6A and 7A are going to be good. I don't know too much about 1 through 3, but
No, I don't even pay attention to that.
So Orange Beach is at home. These games all take place November 4th. Orange Beach will be at home against Booker T. Washington in the first round. Gulf Shores will be at home against Carroll in the first round of playoffs. Foley will be at home against Dothan. Excuse me. Let's see. Daphne will be at home against Hillcrest Evergreen. I think that may be their last game this week. I don't think Daphne wasn't on that list, were they? They didn't make playoffs. I'm just showing them.
Snook did.
Yeah, Daphne did not make playoffs. I think
somebody mistyped as a joke and put Snook instead of Daphne. Daphne didn't make the playoffs?
Daphne, I don't believe, makes playoffs because I got them showing as just a home game this week.
They should have, Dylan?
They should have made the playoffs. It should have been Daphne, Fairhope, and Foley because Foley won the region.
They may have. I'm just showing them playing Hillcrest Evergreen. Maybe I didn't put the playoff game in there.
Might be Baker. No, you said Baldwin County. I can't even see the bracket right now. I'm looking on AO.com for the bracket. I can't find it.
Fairhope is at Auburn that weekend. Spanish Fort is at Pike Road for the first round. St. Michael's is out. Bayside Academy has got American Christian the first round of playoffs. So
I'm sending it to your messenger, Dylan.
And then Snook, they got a win this past week, but that was their only win. They finally got out of the they're no longer undefeated in the loss column.
Well, I think I am going to go. I am going to go watch Gulf Shores play this Friday. Just a few notes, kind of Montgomery South. This weekend, you've got 6 of the top 10 in 4A are off this weekend. One game to watch: Linden versus Mars Hill. Probably going to show how good either one of those teams can be in the 4A region. Linden's only given up 19 points in the last 5 games, scoring over 63 times with wins against Sweetwater. Mars Hill's averaging 42 points a game, so it could be a pretty big offensive game.
Could be
coming there in the 4A.
Linden's got a pretty good team.
Yeah, and that's why I think we're going to see how good Linden is this weekend. Houston Academy is going to play Pike County, so they got a pretty decent step ahead of them. Pike County has 2 losses, each by 1 point, and they will be the 4 seed in the state when it comes time for that. Then you got 7 of the top 10 in 5A are also off this week. And Faith Academy is basically off because they play LaFleur, who's 0-9 next week.
Yeah.
That's who they play tomorrow, so they're off. 7A Region 2 has 2 spots left. And that's Region 2, so that would be Enterprise, Prattville, Enterprise, Dothan, Prattville, that area. What I've got here is that if Enterprise wins, they are going to be in as a 3 seed. If they lose, them and Prattville beats Central and Dothan beats a bad Jeff Davis team, then Enterprise is out. But if Dothan wins, Dothan's in. Prattville needs Dothan to lose and beat Central to get in. So a little bit of fun stuff going on that Region 2 area for 7A. And then XL, this is a little fun stat. XL has a chance to go 10-0 for the first time since 1975 and its first back-to-back winning season since 2002. Another little statistic, Theodore, I'm reading it right off my phone. Theodore going for 3 straight 10-win seasons, first time ever. and it's also their first time in 6A, and hasn't lost a game. So 3 straight 10-win seasons, first time ever, and it's also their first time in 6A.
I don't know where that was coming
Where's
from.
that coming from? So,
I have no
3 straight
idea.
10-win seasons, first time ever, and it's also their first time in 6A.
I don't know where that was coming
Where's
from.
that coming from? So, 3 straight 10-win seasons, first time ever, and it's also their first time in 6A. Where's that coming from? So, 3 straight 10-win seasons.
What was that?
We don't know where that was coming from.
I was getting jammed up on sound.
And how'd
I
you?
can't hear you at all, Dylan.
What happened?
Okay.
Hello, testing.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Hey.
Sorry about that, guys. We're just running on Mickey Mouse equipment tonight, apparently.
And how did you know? By the way, like I was going to look that up. I was going to talk about Excel tonight.
There's a big story around the high school football down here. So
they're down 21-6 with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. So I was, hello. Like I'm looking that up and you start talking Excel. The reason I say that, I got family that lives over in Excel. And,
okay.
they were talking about how Excel was probably going to be pretty good this year. And I was
they've had a great
Excel?
year. Going for a 10th win tonight. So
Hey, we'll root them on. Maybe they'll come back from this 21-6 deficit and beat Chipley, which I'm fixing to see where Chipley is. Y'all go ahead.
well, I got to give it. Chipley's in Florida. Chipley,
Florida.
Florida. It's over probably close to Tallahassee.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a little high school info. That was given to me by a good friend, Kane Harrelson. He's a good football guy. He loves high school sports, so he kind of hooks us up with a little info for tonight, and then he will be talking to me tomorrow because I'll be asking who we need to be watching. And he just picks those games, and we've been watching some good Friday Night Lights here the last couple of weeks. So big shout out to him. Thanks for helping us out there. Yeah, y'all got anything else for high school? Anybody you want to see this weekend or?
No, I'm over the regular season. Give me some playoff football.
There you
I'm
go.
looking for it.
That's why.
You see it. There's so many teams off in the classes that matter. So
yeah, I'm waiting till next week. I'm going to watch Gulf Shores in that playoff game next week.
Yeah,
it's time for the contenders to emerge, the pretenders to go home.
That's right.
So,
let's see. What about OB? So OB is at home. So Dylan, are you working the Orange Beach game that night? Do you know?
Next question, please.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm gonna go to the Gulf Shores game, and
I'm going to try you.
If you're working it, maybe you can keep us up to date on it.
Yeah, I'm maybe going to the Fairhope versus Auburn game in Auburn. So
okay, all right. Well, you have to keep us up to date on that one too. Then
I will. But
Foley's playing right now.
Yeah, I can hear their band from outside my door. But I'm looking at the screen. I don't know if y'all have updated that, but if you look close, there's a banner going across the bottom of that screen that says TCU -3 and Duke +9. I think both of them hit, but I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure they hit. I haven't updated that. I'm glad. I just thought it said Double Down Sports is live. I didn't even know it still had the lock on there.
Come on now.
Hadn't even updated.
I don't even know. No. Here we go.
Yeah, we're going. Joey's computer is about 17 seconds behind, so you have to give him a second.
No, it's fine. You got to update it. You can let the people read it because
yeah, but I got to update it for tonight's locks.
Oh, I'm just gonna...
yeah. So I mean, last weekend college. I mean, I think everybody pretty much had a pretty good college Saturday. Sundays are what's starting to wear on me a little bit.
Now, the interesting fact is, since last week when me and Major went live, because Joey, you were sick. Double Down
Here
Sports.
we go. It's Joey's fault.
Double Down Sports I called 48 games since last Wednesday, Major, we went live?
Yep. It was last Wednesday night.
Yep.
So 48 games have been called in a matter of 8 days. 48. 35 have been hits. So 35 for 48 last week.
35 out of 48.
Have you already done the math?
72%.
Okay. 72%. 72% in 8 days.
That's pretty good. So let me ask. So my investing. I just know a little bit about investing, but I've been watching these guys on TikTok, And I watched this guy today, and he's talking about his analytics is this, and his computer is showing somebody to beat somebody by this many points tonight, and analytic this and analytic that, and talking this. So, do you do any kind of analytics on a computer or anything, or you kind of like me, just old school, just what you know, just by looking at a team, how they play, who they're starting, stuff like that?
I factor in, I do the math on the last 5 games they've played. Quarterback play is huge. It's not as huge in college as it is in the NFL. You can't win in the NFL without a good quarterback. You just can't do it. And college is more of a, okay, where are we playing at? What time is the kickoff? 11 o'clock games are always hard to call. Like, for example, you got Ohio State going to Death Valley, Penn State at 11 a.m. Those 11 a.m. games are always kind of because people, they're college kids. But it's I don't use any kind of fancy computer stuff, any kind of analytics. I look at, what I know about sports, who's playing, who's at quarterback, defense, that kind of thing. So in the NFL, it's different. You got to have a good coach and a good quarterback to win games. In college, you can just kind of get by with, home field advantage. Adrenaline is bigger in college, like that atmosphere in Knoxville, and, Tennessee beat Alabama. But now you got Kentucky coming into Tennessee this week, and Tennessee has Georgia next week. So one lock this week I'm gonna give you early. Kentucky plus 12.5.
Plus 12.5.
There you go. So I just thought it was funny. Like I watched this guy, and he kept talking, his analytics, and he did this on his computer, and I'm thinking, man, I just go by what I know. Like if I see something on there and I go, okay, this team is a much better team than this team, but like you said, it's at 11 o'clock. Like if you play at LSU at night, like LSU tonight at me gets 3 more points than they do at 11 o'clock game.
100%.
So I look at all that stuff and what I know about football, and then you got these guys out here that are going by analytics, and I know analytics is the big thing these days, no matter what. So
people use big words like technical analysis and analytics and all this and all that, gurus, gizmos, gadgets, and all that stuff like that. You can go on Pickwise right now. They'll have somebody that wrote up a 2-page.
They got all the formulas over there
about everything like that, and they're getting smoked every week. So it's not this, it's not that. It's just kind of knowing sports, and
it's knowing when to not play a game. It's knowing you don't play every game. We're not giving picks on every game that gets
absolutely
played.
not.
You got to know like where things are leaning, like what's adding up and what's not, and not picking stupid games.
And it's not complicated. Like people say, for example, like, oh, owning a rental property is complicated. You've lived in the house your whole entire life. Most of us have played sports our entire life. Sports. So, like, just think about it. You got Tennessee at home. Kentucky's coming in. Kentucky has a good quarterback. Georgia is next week. So these college kids, they know this game has been circled since they beat Alabama. They know. So next week is Tennessee's national championship game, because whoever wins that game goes on to represent the East, and whoever wins that game is in control of their own destiny. But Kentucky's no slouch. So Will Levis is healthy. Rodriguez is healthy. So that's going to be a good game. I don't think Tennessee's going to come out and beat Kentucky by 12. Ain't no way.
Yeah, that's I've got a couple of things as far as college football we'll talk about, but I wanted to let you get your pick, if you like any picks that you want to get out of the way, and then we start talking football, like get into some of these games.
Yeah, look, Joey, I think we have to change that line. I'm looking at it now. I think that line actually got moved, and it got moved to what I think it got moved to. This is okay. Some places are showing 19 and some places are showing 12. It's still showing 12 on my end. Yeah, we can actually. I don't know if people are investing properly, because, like I said last week, we gave 2, TCU -3, and Duke +9. Duke won money line, and their money line odds was plus like 480. So there you go. You could have quadrupled your money, but you didn't want to invest. So oh well. Right now I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 college games I like. Like I said, I might give 2 or 3 tonight because I don't know if people are, investing their money properly. So we did Kentucky.
I got Kentucky at my plus 12 is what I'm looking at. So
Kentucky plus 12. I really like Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has been playing great ball all year long. Their quarterback's playing great. They're playing Kansas State this week, and Oklahoma State's the underdog. They're a 1.5 underdog. So once again, lock it in. Oklahoma State plus 1.5. Also take Oklahoma State money line. Another one I like is
plus 1.5.
Yeah,
plus 1.5. The other one I like is UAB. Most people don't know this. UAB's running back leads the country in rushing yards. They're playing Florida Atlantic. Give me UAB money line. They're 4-point favorites, but I like UAB money line.
I like that one for sure.
I've been waiting to have a UAB lock. I'm a Birmingham guy, so I've been waiting on that UAB lock for a little bit. And I've had them a few times. I mean, they UAB's covered almost. I mean, I think there's only one game they haven't covered this year. If I had to look at it again, one, maybe two, but I know that for a fact they've been a covering machine this year.
They have really been covering a lot of games. So I'll tell you, Dylan is the lock master, but I'll tell you one I'm looking at that I like. And I can't understand it. Like we always talk about those guys out there in that betting state know more than we do sometimes. Why Oklahoma is only a 1-point favorite over Iowa State. I said it when we talked about Oklahoma. When was it? Last week or week before last? Who'd they play? Dylan Gabriel came back, and I said Dylan Gabriel is going to be the difference in that ball game. Dylan Gabriel is a good quarterback, and he came out and shined, and they beat the crap out of somebody. I can't remember who we were talking about, but I like Oklahoma for some reason for sure to cover 1 point over Iowa State this week.
Yeah, man, that's not a bad. That's one of those things that somebody knows something out there because of the way Oklahoma with their offense back. I mean, they should. I mean, I know Iowa State has a good defense, but I mean, let's be real. We're talking about a team that could hang 35 points in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. Dylan Gabriel is for real. He showed me that when he came back from that injury. Well, like I said, either last week or week before last. So I like if there's one that I'm absolutely investing in this week, y'all don't listen to me, listen to Dylan because he is the lock master. I'm going with Oklahoma to cover 1 point all day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I like that bet too. Out of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, my 9 locks, that one did not make the list. But I do like that bet. I do like Oklahoma State, not Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma. I do like Dylan Gabriel. Oklahoma is a very high-flying offense. They put up a ton of points. Iowa State does have a very good defense, but their offense is just mundane. It's slow. It's very pro-style. Iowa State never has a really good quarterback. He's usually just like a game manager. Yep. So you got a game manager versus an explosive Dylan Gabriel. Give me Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma.
Yeah, and just like you said earlier, talking about the quarterback and the coach, I mean, that game, the quarterback and the coach
are favorites. Yeah.
Outweighs the other one threefold.
Yep. I agree. So, I like that one.
Again, and this isn't a lock because Dylan's a lock guy, but I got one that's wild. It's my wild. Give me Georgia Tech plus 24.5. 11 o'clock, Florida State.
Yeah.
Right? Give me Georgia Tech plus 24.5. If I want to see if that's one of Dylan's locks on Saturday morning.
We'll wait and see. By the way, if any of y'all are watching that's not part of Double Down Sports yet, you might get involved.
All it is, all you got to do is click the link that you see us post all the time. You click the link, you click on Double Down Sports, You enter your information, and then boom, you get added to the hottest chat with all the picks
in the land.
in the land.
72%.
72% last week. I think we had 1 week, I think, where we came in under 70, but it's still in like the 60s. It wasn't a bad week.
It was
by
66.
any means.
It was
But
66.
it's consistently been 70 plus.
And I've been trying to be patient. I know we got, the ones who are in there, and I appreciate y'all being in there. It does take a lot to keep up with a family, a baby, Unrivaled Sports, Double Down. It takes a lot. So, but it's every day.
Yeah, it's every day.
I'm in there. I'm posting every single day. And I even did you don't have to come in here with, like I said, and invest, your last, dollar. But if it's consistent, like, okay, let's say you're going to do $20 a week or $10 a week or $40 a week or whatever. Everyone's budget is different when it comes to investing, but you ain't getting 72% nowhere else. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I told you, I show it in the chat. Like I'm not BSing. Joey and Major can vouch for me. I made a deposit.
We're in there every day with you. I mean, we're right there. Yeah. We see it.
I made a deposit that paid for my vacation with investments.
Yeah.
So, and it's been a very good sports season, and I'm a NBA guru. I gave an NBA sweep yesterday. Every NBA team I gave yesterday, swept. So, like I said, I mean, I can.
Tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that too late.
Yeah,
like I literally went in to use some of my free investing. And look down, and the games have already started. And I'm like, dadgummit, and I missed the locks on Dylan's side for MMA last night, and I was like, son of a. So yeah. I think what we'll do is after the show, we'll try to share. Can we share the link? Yeah. So after the show, we'll share the link again to the page. So any of y'all that are watching that want to get in on it and start investing your money, right?
Another thing too is I'm giving Facebook the number one source right now. I haven't, like I told myself I was going to wait until after the new year. I'm trying to. A lot of people, I haven't posted anything because I'm being fair. I'm not posting anything in relation to Double Down Sports on Instagram. I think if I posted it on Instagram, it will explode. But I like keeping the community small. I don't want to get it, outrageous. And I don't want people blowing my messages up on Instagram because I already get enough DMs on Instagram about the stock market. So I'm trying to keep it slow, but I'm telling you, man, these 72% weeks.
Hey, it's money.
They tasty. I like the taste of money.
Yeah, they are, and I'm saying it's just. I'm thinking like I get so mad because I'm going back and I'm actually looking in our chat right now, and then like I see so much green that when I see a red X, I get upset. So I think the best night we had, we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a couple days ago.
Just a couple days ago.
Yeah, 7 for 9.
Yep.
7 for 9, and then. Another basketball we had like tonight. I love the parlay tonight, and it's looking good. And I also, I'll just let you know this, I put this in the chat. If Lamar Jackson and Leonard Fournette go over 225 rushing yards combined, but
I saw that.
God dog it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I forgot about props tonight.
It ain't looking good right now.
It wasn't a great market. I didn't like the game. There's something when the Ravens are going to town to a team that just got their tails kicked by Carolina and Tampa Bay's favored. I was like, nope, not touching that game.
Yeah,
not touching it because there's no way, there's no reason. Like Tampa, anyways.
Don't feel bad. I mean that was a plus 4,000 odd investment. Like that was just like a shoot for the stars, like I posted in the chat. But if it hits, I mean, it's plus 4,000.
If it hits, I mean, hey.
But they're only at 19 combined rushing yards right now in the second quarter, so it's not looking promising. Unless it breaks off a long run.
All right, well, college ball, we got NC State and Virginia Tech playing right now. And since we're still kind of talking statistics, had a buddy message me. He sent me he goes, these odds. He's like, first score, NC State field goal, plus 375. He's like, if they get the ball first, I like it. Their field goal kicker hasn't missed a extra point. He's 14 of 14 from field goals, 20 of 20 extra points. He said, I like it, so we'll hammer it. So he took it right before the half. In a 0-0 game, NC State kicks the field goal, takes the lead 3-0. So I like seeing people cashing tickets and not ripping them.
Congrats to him.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
So congrats. That wasn't a double down, but hey, I like seeing them tickets cashed. Anytime you get to take a little money from Vegas.
It's 100%. Anytime you can get over. And this is what people don't understand. They're like, oh my God, Vegas is so pretty and these casinos are so big. That's because they're taking your money. So
that's right.
Anytime you can get over on the man, get over on the man.
That's right.
Get over.
It's always good using other people's investments for your investments.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
That's the way. That's the best way I could put that on live.
It's always better to buy a cheeseburger that you didn't pay for. It's always better.
We got a top 15 match tonight. Utah's playing, so we got Utah at Washington State. That's a 9:00 kick. So we got about an hour till that one kicks. Southern Miss still handling Louisiana 29-11 over on ESPN2.
Come on, Lafayette. Needs to come back.
We need Louisiana. Tomorrow, Friday night, we got East Carolina at BYU. BYU's kind of dropped off a little bit. I kind of expected a little more of them. That must be a button. He's looking for the upset button. Where's it at? He must have East Carolina +3. I told you. Oh, East Carolina money line. All right, we're gonna hammer that one then.
Hey, what's it say on Major's paper right there?
Major has a upset alert written with no siren this week, apparently.
Yeah, I got my phone going so I can see comments and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
comments right there. Ain't nobody commenting.
Yeah, look at all the comments. We had a bunch of comments come in. I went off of it and went back in, but it's not showing them.
Eastern Carolina +3. Also, Eastern Carolina money line. I like.
Yeah, I really like Eastern Carolina. That kid Allers is really good. BYU's kind of fell off both on offense and defense, and East Carolina's putting up a lot of points. So I'm liking the East Carolina all day.
100%.
Joey's trying to do something.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Well, hey, I'm hammering that East Carolina with you guys. Then there's another Louisiana Tech at Florida International. I mean, yawn. It's on CBS Sport Network, anyways. Saturday. Can we see? I think you're kind of getting a little bit of a steal here with Ohio State -15.5.
Who are they?
Penn State. Top 15 matchup, number 2 versus number 13.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the games are.
I forgot about
in Happy Valley, but I mean 15.5. That's. I mean, I'm just not sold on Penn State.
I'm not either.
And I think that's kind of a steal there if you're looking for some easy action. But somebody always knows something I don't.
That's right.
But yeah, give me the Buckeyes there. I kind of like the Buckeyes big. I don't think 15.5. If that number comes any lower, which I don't.
I don't know what.
I don't know what you think, Dylan.
That one's always tricky. I mean, I'm not sold on Penn State. I love CJ Stroud. 15.5, big time rivalry game, noon kick. I'm not touching it. If I'm going to touch a game this week to where I'm like, okay, it can go either way. Michigan State, Michigan. Michigan State and Michigan's always it's like a great value Iron Bowl.
And it's always got something weird happening. It is in the big house, and it is a night game.
And Michigan always chokes. Michigan, besides last year, when it was snowing and it was poetic, and Harbaugh was like, I'm gonna lose my job if I get beat by Ohio State again. They won. But Michigan always finds a way to lose, man. They always mess it up. Like everyone's like, oh my God, Rocky Top. Tennessee gonna find a way to mess it up. They always do. So always, like either Tennessee's gonna lose this week or they're gonna lose next week. Either Michigan might as well go ahead and get that butt whooping out of the way because Ohio State gonna tear it up. So, I mean, Michigan State could win this game straight up. They could, but
I think it's possible.
I mean, it's always like this. I don't know what it is about Michigan State, Michigan. I think Michigan has won the last. I think in the last like 4 or 5 years, they've beat Michigan more than Michigan's beaten them. But I think not the over under, but I think the spread is like 24 in that game.
Yeah, it was a big spread, 21 or 24, something like that.
I'm not. Michigan is that top 5 team that I'm not sold on. Like they haven't impressed me. They haven't. I'm just not sold. It's 22 and a half.
They haven't. Well, what is it? I'm sorry.
22 and a half.
22 and a half.
22 and a half. So it's come down a little bit because I think you're right when you first said I think it was at 24.
Now Michigan does have a good like that Chrome dude or Corum, whatever his name is.
Corum.
He's good, but Michigan ain't impressed me. I just don't like, and this is what I hate about the college football playoffs. Like, let's look at the teams in the top. You got Georgia, Ohio State. Who's at 3? Tennessee's at 3. Michigan's at 4. I forget who's 5. Bama's 6. And I mean, it's just like a lot of these.
Remember where we were? Michigan's 5, aren't they?
No, Michigan's 4.
Michigan's 4.
And it's just it's.
What's TCU?
So it's the committee. I mean, it's a lot of these teams. They're passing the eye test. They look good. I mean, but if you let teams like TCU or Oklahoma State get into the playoffs, it's just, I mean, when you got your big dogs like Georgia and Ohio State, we always get that beat down on New Year's Eve. I mean, you might as well just bring the eggnog and go to sleep by halftime because it's always a team that can get destroyed on New Year's Eve. Not even worth watching. I don't want to watch Alabama beat the dog shit out of the dog crap out of Michigan State. I just don't want to watch.
I do.
Yeah.
I want to watch Alabama beat the dog crap out of anybody.
Yeah, I know. We don't want to see that.
The only thing that worries me about that game is you go back, like we talk about like games we watched and knowing football, but I mean, God, like I know Michigan, like you're not sold on them, but then I go back and look at Michigan State. And they just got drummed by Washington. They get drummed by Minnesota. They get beat by Maryland. And then they come in, they're playing a top 5 team in Michigan. And I'm just scared because the line is so big. Like, I'm like you, like Michigan State, I think could come in and win this ball game. But then I look at their schedule and I'm like, can they keep it close? I mean, the defense seems terrible, but like you said, I'm not sold on Michigan. I'm really not. So it's going to come down to can that running game produce like they have in the past few games.
Well, if you look at Michigan State's leading rusher averages 30 yards a game in league play over the last 5 games.
All right, Joe.
I mean, they're going to have to do a lot more there to.
So I was telling Major, I want Major to think about something. He said the line is so big in this game. But if you go back and you look over the last 5 years, since 2017, Michigan State won 14-10. In 18, they lost 21-7. In 19, they lost 44-10. In 2020, they beat Michigan 27-24. And then last year, they beat them 37-33. So they've not lost to Michigan in 2 years. They beat them 2 years in a row. Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's something's going to happen because I look at it like this also. This year is finicky. So you got your best 4 teams in the same 2 conferences. You got Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, Michigan. if you think,
I mean, let's back pump the
oh,
brakes
well,
on Tennessee. Let's just pump the brakes here.
hold on,
All right,
look.
They won one game.
No, I'm not saying they're one of the top 4 teams, best teams in the country, but the rankings say otherwise.
Okay, I'll give you the rankings.
So you got Georgia, Tennessee from the SEC. You got Michigan and Ohio State. Yep. Guess what? All 4 of those teams at one point in time got to play each other.
They're going in this coming month.
Yep. Next week you got Georgia, Tennessee, and then you got Ohio State.
And at the end of November,
Michigan.
You got
Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah.
They're not going to let the SEC and the Big Ten represent the CFP. Ain't gonna happen. I won't be surprised if Oklahoma sneak in and Oregon sneak in, because I think Tennessee gonna get beat twice. They'll get beat probably by Georgia, and then once they get beat by Georgia, I mean, they might get beat by Kentucky.
Might get beat by Vandy.
No, they get beat by. Let's stop talking reckless. But
hey, I wish you could have felt the steam that came out of his ears when you said something about Tennessee being so good.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying
I felt it on the side of my face.
They did not convincingly beat Alabama. Alabama beat themselves. I'll say that. But Tennessee,
we did get outplayed.
No, the referees beat Alabama.
Can we stop with that? No,
let's just be honest. The referees beat Alabama.
You know what? But they didn't beat 11 catches for like 250 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Hey, anyway, I'll tell you, that Jalen, he beat us. Him legs beat us.
Oh yeah, but like I said, Tennessee can easily go 0-2 in the next 2 weeks. Easily. This November, I think Jim Kelly said, not Jim Kelly. Who's the coach for LSU?
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly said it best. October is for pretenders. November is for contenders.
Yep.
So your real teams start to emerge this time of year. So
well, and I agree. I do agree with that. I still don't think Michigan State beats Michigan. I think they may cover the 22.5.
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking the 22.5.
I mean, if Michigan's going to keep playing as a top 4 team, and they hold Michigan. I mean, Michigan's gonna have to beat them through the air because Michigan State had that first round running back go last year in the draft. I mean, they're just not the same team running the ball they were last year. So yeah,
Kenneth Walker. So
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out too, because I mean, there's still a lot of good games left. Like I'm looking at trying to figure out.
We barely made it.
Yeah,
we barely made it down the list. We didn't.
I was
gonna say we got to the second game and then we jumped down to Michigan.
Well, we got talking about the college football playoff.
We did.
Another big game. I think it looks good. Well, I say it's not a big game. TCU at West Virginia, 11:00 kick. I don't know. I mean,
look, there it is right there. TCU playing.
It's a tough road test. You're right.
Tough road test. And a possibility of a close game. I don't know. West Virginia's look so good. So good.
They're so up and down.
And then just dog crap.
Yeah.
Another time, like last week, they just got romped by Texas Tech.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to happen again against TCU. I'm just
saying they got to be careful.
Yeah.
They got to be careful going into West Virginia.
There's a difference between playing in Morgantown at 11:00 and then playing in Morgantown at 6:00. Yeah. When they start burning couches on rooftops.
Yeah.
Notre Dame at Syracuse. I think Syracuse gets a big bounce back game here. I mean, they played their hearts out in Death Valley. Should have won the game.
Uh-oh.
Well, they did. They should have won it. They let Clemson fight back into the game, and claw their way back in. Next thing you know, but when we're not talking wins and losses, they did cover.
That's right. They did,
and that's what really matters.
I think we were all over. All of us were all over that game. Last week.
That was my biggest bet on Saturday. So
the plus 13 on Syracuse.
Yes. Investment. My mic cut out. I said investment. Yeah, that 13.5 was just too easy.
I still think Notre Dame comes in and gets it done. I still think Notre Dame covers a 2.5 point spread. Like I said last week, Syracuse was emotionally invested in that game against Clemson. Clemson is another one of those teams, man. I say it every week. Clemson is that pretty girl who's gorgeous until you take her to Waterville.
Yeah.
And DJ got benched last week for the true freshman. And I think Clemson their offense may tick a little bit better with the true freshman. But Clemson's another one of those teams just like they haven't beaten anybody convincingly because the ACC is not a good conference. But I think your CFP champion comes out of the SEC or the Big Ten this year. That's just my bet. I think if Clemson gets in, that first round matchup they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
So
they normally, I mean,
in the ACC, is it Coastal and Atlantic or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
All right. So is Clemson and Wake Forest in separate parts, or are they in the same one?
I think they're in the same.
Okay, because I was going to say if they have to play Wake Forest again in the championship, I think Wake Forest would beat them. But for some reason, I was thinking they was in two different sides. But
as it is right now, not Wake Forest, but if it was a championship game right now, Clemson playing North Carolina.
I think that could be a pretty decent game. That kid from North Carolina is playing pretty good at quarterback right now.
The Coastal is always the just trash division. Like in the SEC East is garbage. Outside of this year they're good with Tennessee and Georgia, but I like what Duke's got going on. I think Duke may come back and win the Coastal division. Riley Leonard is balling.
They're playing really good ball this year, man. They opened the game. Opened the season at 4-0.
Yep.
They dropped one to Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech got them, and then
a game in overtime they never should have lost, in my opinion.
They're 5-3.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a possibility they do come back and win that division. We got about 20 minutes to run through the rest of these. Another 11 o'clock game, Arkansas at Auburn. I mean, there's just been so many stories coming out of Auburn this week. We had the kid wanting to sit out. He wanted to pull the plug, and Harson's like, "No, you either play or you transfer." Or,
it's just time for him to go.
Well, I think
sorry.
that's well, I mean, it is, but
we can't pay 3 coaches. We can't pay. We're paying Malzahn. We're still playing Gene Chizik. We can't play Brian Harsin too. We just can't. If you want to cause some controversy, just go pay Deion Sanders. Give me Coach Prime.
Hey,
give me Coach Prime.
You talk about something make my knees tremble a little bit. I would not want that. I would not want prime time coming up into the SEC.
I'm just telling you right now, you get prime time at Auburn. I know Auburn's in a little bit of a shambles right now, but you get prime time at Auburn for recruiting. Like you're talking about guys
Auburn can already recruit.
Well, I know they can.
You don't need prime time to recruit at Auburn.
But what I'm saying is if you got a kid that
you need somebody different than Brian Harsin to recruit at Auburn.
Yeah, like if you got a kid that's being recruited, okay, let's say his top 5 are Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Clemson, and Florida State. How many kids that may have that same spread are going to say, well, hell, I'm going to go play with Coach Prime at Auburn over the other schools?
Well, they did it. Those same kids said, let me go play with old Gus Malzahn.
Well, they did. They went to that.
Waffle House Malzahn.
Recruiting wise, I think it ups it.
It does, but I mean, I don't think.
It's not even.
Harson's not the guy.
No.
Yeah, it's not even if like I know that's just a pipe dream, but I like what Deion is doing in the HBCU community. You got College Game Day going to Jackson State this week.
Yeah, that's it. I can't wait to watch that.
But
I want to watch the game. I don't just want to watch the game day. I want to watch that game. I think that's gonna be a good game.
If Prime comes to the Plains, we also getting Shooter, and that kid can ball. So if we get him, and then we get a little sprinkle into of Travis Hunter, ooh. But that's just a dream. I don't think Dion. I think I know he wants to be a Power 5 coach. He may not come out there and admit it, but I'm already starting to sense a little bit about what they're doing. They're putting Deion Sanders and Nick Saban in Aflac commercials. They're already selling it. Saban, Deion.
That's what I've been
Bowl.
saying for weeks now. That the Aflac commercials are the.
I think if he did less commercials and more coaching, we would have beat Tennessee. Let me just say, I'm tired of the Aflac commercials.
Hey, better stop that duck. Stop that duck. But I think it's right on the wall, man. I would love to see.
Yeah, so what do we think about the Auburn game? We think Auburn's got a chance to make some noise on the Plains this week and beat Arkansas? Or
Arkansas money line.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dylan. I interrupted you and I couldn't hear you.
No, I hate being an Auburn fan. I hate it. I hate being an Auburn fan.
I'd hate it too, Dylan. Don't worry.
I can't stand it, man, and it's hard. It's hard, but in this year we might not even make a bowl. Like I got so tired of going to the Outback Bowl every year. I got tired of seeing Bloomin' Onion commercials. But Auburn may not make a bowl this year.
Yeah, you might miss your chance to go to the Birmingham Bowl again.
I don't even remember the last time Auburn didn't qualify for a bowl. I mean, I know you need 5 wins. We have 3. I don't know where the other 2 gonna come from. So
I got that one right before the Iron Bowl. Who y'all played?
No, I wouldn't say Western Kentucky is going to be a pushover.
Yeah, Arkansas finna go drag Auburn. I'm sorry, I'm done. Like all my teams this year, disappointment.
Oh, you beat Texas A&M at home.
Auburn's 3-5.
Oh, that team's garbage.
You're drunk.
My God, that team's horrible.
You can't look. No more drinking in my house before the show.
That was mostly just water by the time I got here.
Man, no.
Don't get me started on Texas A&M, man. That's a bad football team.
I wrote my script for myself 2 days ago. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't followed it yet.
And I said Auburn over Arkansas. And we're going to feed Tank the ball. But with all the distractions and everything going on right now, I just think Arkansas is going to scramble that egg. They're fixing to just show enough burn Auburn up this weekend.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
that's coming from an Auburn fan, people. Too many distractions, too much going on. Arkansas just whips Auburn this weekend. Hate to say it.
Yeah, I got another game I want to talk about, and we'll kind of keep going through here. We've already talked about Oklahoma and Iowa State.
Yep.
We both all kind of on Oklahoma there. We think the number's kind of fidgety. I already gave y'all the lock with Georgia Tech covering the 24.5 against Florida State, which we said that wasn't a lock. Man, just scrolling through Florida, Georgia 230. Any chance down there?
Georgia blowout.
I know it's a blowout, but I mean we're supposed to be biased. Aren't we supposed to have unrealistic expectations?
There's nothing unrealistic about that.
Our motto.
Georgia by 50. Next game.
Well, I definitely don't think Georgia wins it by 50.
Hold on, Dylan.
I think Dylan wants it. I think Dylan. Yeah, tell him, Dylan.
Florida
covers. Don't say money line. You know what would be awesome though is if Florida beat Georgia and then Georgia beat Tennessee. Actually, it would make it even better is if Florida beat Georgia and then
Kentucky
beat Tennessee and then Georgia beat Tennessee.
And then LSU beat Alabama.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I hope Tennessee just wins out so we can play them in the SEC championship." I hope Tennessee loses every stinking ball game from here until 2030. I don't ever want to see them suckers on the SEC championship. Get out of here.
Let's stir the pot. What if Kentucky beats Tennessee? Florida beats
where I can hear him better.
Georgia, and then LSU beat Alabama.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out why the West has anything to do with it. Well, that would put LSU in the driver's seat.
100% sure would.
So we could be looking. So all right, what's Kentucky's record right now?
5-2.
There's no way has Kentucky played Georgia?
Nope. Not yet.
All right, here we go. The only way this works. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm producing.
You're the worst producer.
What did I do?
It's so loud.
Oh, hold on. How's it now?
Better.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm trying to hear
how about
Dylan,
if we took Kentucky beats Tennessee,
Okay.
Florida beats Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
Georgia beats Tennessee, and Kentucky beats Georgia. And then you've got Majors Kentucky Wildcats winning the East.
Hey,
It's possible.
That's the only way that's possible.
all I'm saying is
South Carolina.
And then Alabama wins out and beats Kentucky.
the old big
Roll
bone
Tide.
girl hadn't sang yet, so
Not yet. It could this weekend with a loss to Tennessee.
I'm looking here at the standings, and as I look at these standings, I still see in the West, I still see Alabama, LSU, and Ole Miss all tied for first.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's going to be – hey, and, Alabama goes to Baton Rouge next week. I'll be in the stadium.
What's up, Phil and Jeremy?
But even winning next week, if Alabama beats LSU, then they got to turn around and go back on the road
to Oxford.
And, Alabama's had – they've lost in the last 10 years there. Not consecutively, but they've lost 10 years, I don't know. Alabama's probably got. Then they come home for a week and play. Well, they come home for the next 2 weeks. But you still got the Iron Bowl. I don't care how bad Auburn's played this year; it's still the Iron Bowl. Last year it was 10-9. We played old Finley. Don't give me no
before overtime.
Yeah, well, it was. We went to 4 overtime. Had to go into 4. We had to come back. We trailed the whole game against Brian Harkins and T.J. Finley.
Alabama's going to get to the point where you can't.
Have you been watching Auburn play yet?
Have you watched Alabama play this year? I had like 17 penalties 2 weeks ago.
I have.
Don't think for a second that ain't gonna. That's just magically Alabama's not gonna.
It's not even Alabama no more. It's
Auburn and Iron Bowl.
It's Bryce
Young.
Alabama can lose 3 games.
Alabama
from now until they're off this week.
Alabama by 4 touchdowns.
That team don't go without Bryce Young, and I'm done with it.
Do what?
That team does not function without Bryce Young. Like, I've watched nearly every Alabama game.
Oh, yeah.
And, I get it. And this is not me speaking bias as an Auburn fan, because I'll tell you right now, Auburn sucks. They suck. I ain't buying no more Auburn merchandise. I might go in there and burn my daughter's Auburn cheerleading outfit. Tired of looking at it. But like that little gingerbread man y'all got and Bryce Young, y'all might as well build him a statue, because without him, that team is garbage. Without Bryce Young, against Texas, y'all should have lost.
Yep.
There was another game. I think was it Texas A&M? That was a close one.
If we really want to do this, we can just take y'all's 2010 national championship away. We really want to talk about. We really want to start talking about one guy. Like, we can't have one guy. Like, we've won so many games and just having such a great team all the time. Like, we got one guy now. It's like,
we are talking about right now. We ain't talking about Cam Newton in 2010. We're talking about right now. And
that's the thing. I never want to talk about the past.
Alabama fans got to go back in the past.
Man,
I'm just saying. Alabama still has LSU. Alabama still has Ole Miss.
2 tough games, 2 really tough games, and not any way do I think. Alabama be favored in both. I don't think they cover either one of them.
And one thing we have to look at too is
being honest.
It's October 27th. In 2 weeks, we could be talking about 4 completely different teams. Georgia can get beat. Kentucky could, if Georgia can get beat, Tennessee can get beat, Ohio State can get beat. Like, that's why I love college football, because Alabama can finish 8-2. Georgia can finish 8.
It's highly unlikely that Georgia finishes 8-2 or 9-2.
Very unlikely, but it's possible.
But it's possible. You're right. It is possible. I do think it's likely that Alabama loses another game this year. From what I've seen from them this year, there's no way that they're losing either LSU or Ole Miss. I think it's probably Ole Miss. But I wouldn't be surprised if they
LSU.
won't. I mean, that's a tough stretch. The way Ole Miss has been playing this year, I mean, and the way LSU's kind of tied things on. Now, don't get me wrong, LSU could still be they could be a pretender. And we'll find out. We'll find out next week.
I just think LSU has a better chance because of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Alabama always
that kid's been balling here lately too.
And Alabama always struggles with mobile quarterbacks. But I know we've been hammering at it for about an hour, so we need to go ahead and knock out NFL. And y'all can talk about, the Phillies and the cheaters, Astros.
Yeah, I ain't talking about no baseball. I don't even know
why we ain't talking baseball.
Yeah, I don't even know why we even brought up baseball. I can't stand the Phillies. I can't stand the Astros. Can't stand the Yankees. Really don't even care for the Padres.
The Braves or the Red Sox aren't in it, or the Mariners, who I was pulling for.
I mean, you could have put – if the Guardians would have made it, Dylan, we like
the
Guardians.
I like the Guardians.
Like the Guardians.
The Guardians made me – I rode the Guardians money train too. It ran dry.
But yeah. Let's just last couple games here. Oregon, California. I think, that's going to be a blowout. I don't even think it's close. We already kind of covered Oklahoma State, Kansas State. Wake Forest has Louisville. Illinois is on the road to Nebraska. Finish out the SEC, you've got Missouri and South Carolina. Kentucky, Tennessee would be a great game. We like Kentucky, the Wildcats to cover. Ole Miss, Texas A&M blowout, even on the road. I may revisit that. Baylor and Texas Tech looks like a good one. Pitt, North Carolina. And that kind of finishes everything. I know I just skipped over half your.
No, you're good. I mean, we talked about most of it. The only thing I was going to sound the alarm on, and I can't because I'm trying to keep up with stuff on my phone. But Kentucky, Tennessee, I just got a feeling, not because I called them to win the East, but I just like the way they're playing right now. So I'm going to hit the old siren.
Okay, that's
Kentucky over Tennessee.
This is what happens when major producers have no comments and no upset siren.
Kentucky over Tennessee upset this week.
All right, well,
that's my upset pick of the week.
Let's scoot into the NFL so we wrap this show up.
Yep.
And Dylan, Bucks are up 10-3 on the Ravens right now. And then we've got me and you've got our showdown Sunday, a battle of the 2 and 4, the Raiders and the Hoodats. Well,
Raiders money line.
I don't know. Andy Dalton starting. It is a home game in New Orleans, so.
But it don't matter. It don't matter because the Raiders fans, they travel deep.
Oh, they do. I went to a Monday night game and we played Oakland. And you talk about the most traveling team I've ever seen.
That's gonna be a fight, man. That's gonna be a fight. You got what is it, Sunday? Sunday
this
game?
Sunday, 12:00.
And I got a buddy in New Orleans right now. So you got your weird Oakland fans and you got your weird New Orleans fans. And guess what this weekend is? It's Halloween weekend.
Oh man, this is gonna be weird.
It's gonna be stupid.
This is gonna get really weird. I'm glad this ain't a Monday night football because that would be really weird.
I think the Raiders are going to go in there and beat the crap out of the Saints. I think the Raiders have finally flipped that switch. Devontae Adams is getting open. They're getting back healthy. Waller will be back soon. Josh Jacobs is toting the ball good now. So
he's got a Renfro back now too, doesn't he?
The Raiders are finna they may gonna run here.
Yeah, they still could. I mean,
they may gonna run here.
It would be a big switch, but I still think they're definitely still in playoff contention, even out there in the AFC. So
that's one of my locks for the week on NFL. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locks, and the Raiders are one of them.
All right, so you got your one. You got your one free one there, people. You got to look for the link after
if you want the rest, but that's your one.
Yep, that's the one.
Panthers, Falcons. I don't know if the Panthers are just got what happened last week. I still like the Falcons here.
Panthers.
Really?
PJ Walker, man, is just an incredible story. Undrafted. Is
that what we're doing now?
I'm just saying.
What is this, Rudy? What is this?
We're cheering for Rudy.
I'm just saying, every time the man gets put in, he's in a backup role, and every time he gets put in, he finds ways to win ball games. I'm just saying, he does. So I like the Panthers there, but y'all go ahead with the Falcons.
I'm staying away from that game.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule's not even appealing at all. The
This week
NFL,
is yeah.
even I mean, we've had even the last couple weeks. The NFL's just been disappointing.
Yeah, NFL is not good this week.
I know one of the locks. This is the every Sunday I can count on it. It's coming. It's Houston plus the number every week. It never hits, but I know it's coming.
It's not. It's not coming. It's not.
This week it's plus 2.5.
I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be generous.
At home.
I'm gonna be generous. Like, so if you're watching this at the hour 6-minute mark, I'm gonna be generous this week. Okay, Tennessee versus the Texans. We taking Tennessee money line and Tennessee -2.
Okay. I feel like, I don't know, man. It's an away game for it's the Texans at home. You sure you don't want to?
Nope.
So every Sunday I'm waiting. I was here we go. I've already put mine in. I said, well, I know he's going to pick this one. Texas plus the number. Falls apart.
They have been disappointing this year, man. They really have.
But they're just one of those teams.
I do have 3 underdogs though this week. That's the kicker. We like the underdogs.
This is a dog card. This slate. This is a dog slate.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it.
Even with the Cowboys too, like you got Dak Prescott came back. The Bears defense has been playing good. I think Justin Fields is getting into a rhythm, even though he has nobody to throw the ball to. I like the Bears plus 10. I just think the Bears defense.
The Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Patriots. I don't see them. I don't see them losing another game this year. Bears to the Super Bowl.
Negative. We got the drug test. You started to be on this show.
No, I'm just kidding. Man, you know it's kind of weird being this is just, and I tell my wife this, Beth, every Sunday. I'm like, somehow the Cowboys are always on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America's team.
So now the boys will come in and they'll be like, "Hey, Dad, who's on TV?" I'm like, "Oh, the Cowboys. You know, it's the Cowboys." And, go Cowboys! I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold the phone.
Wait a second.
What are y'all doing?" And now they're both like, so every Sunday now, like we're sitting there and I'm like watching the Cowboys, and now we're pulling for the Cowboys, and I'm like, this really sucks, but I think we're Cowboy fans now. Like, I'm getting a CD Lamb jersey for Cooper. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. It's tough. But I kind of think I'm becoming a Cowboys. So I'm like a Saints, Cowboys, Titans fan. This is weird.
The Cowboys defense is really good. Like one of my favorite guys to watch in the league right now is Micah Parsons. That dude is all hustle, no quit, gets after it. And I mean, he is a man on that football field. I'm just amazed by him. That guy's an athlete and a half.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. That defense is pretty stout. It's dirty.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
I mean, 9.5.
Is that who they're playing?
Yeah, they're playing the Cowboys. I mean, I take Bears to cover, but
I would take the Bears to cover just because I'm not all this stuff we're talking about. We're not sold on, like Michigan. I'm not sold on Dak Prescott.
Me neither. And I mean, I have been before, but then it's like I don't know. That's next week. Next week, can we talk about how disappointing the quarterbacks are in this league?
Yeah,
like just from across the board, from like outside of Jalen Hurts and Josh. Josh, is his name Josh
Allen?
Josh Allen, and
what's so been disappointing?
No, I said outside of Jalen, Josh Allen, old buddy in Kansas City, Mahomes.
Yep.
I mean, the rest of it. I mean,
it really has been.
I'm about to get a Kyler Murray.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
Joe Burrow.
I think hasn't been outstanding.
What? He threw for 498 last week. What are you talking about?
Last week it took a while. He had one good game this year.
This is what people. This is what people.
The Saints.
This is what people in our generation have to understand. We have been so spoiled with, when Phillip Rivers was playing for the Chargers, when you had, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Eli, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. You had all these names at quarterbacks, but still you got Justin Herbert now. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got Jalen Hurts. You got Josh Allen. Daniel Jones is 6-1. So
let's
But he's not. I'm not talking. But it's not. But it hasn't been good quarterback play.
let's not forget that Justin Herbert has been without his 1, 2, and 3 wide receiver.
Well, Justin Herbert gets
I'm just
way too
saying.
much credit for being good for somebody that hasn't done anything.
He's
Like,
he won rookie.
here we go.
He won
Here
rookie
we
of the
go.
year.
okay.
I
Here
mean,
we go.
and his touchdown to interception ratio
Here
is.
we go.
I mean,
But it's not impressive. It's not something you're cutting on the TV going, gosh,
But,
that is
but,
just
but,
stellar.
but, but,
yeah,
but
but
Joey
you
is
just watch
so
him play.
Joey is so biased. Listen to what he said. What can we talk about the disappointing play in the league besides Jalen Hurts, who obviously and he ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing. He
Well,
ain't done nothing.
At least you got it.
He ain't
At least
done
you got
nothing.
it, Dylan.
Hey, but guess what though? Guess who got benched last week? Matt Jones.
That's
And
right.
he's from
He'll play.
Alabama.
He's going to play Sunday.
Well,
Yeah,
you
Hey,
know,
Bailey's. Hey, I'm not sitting here beating Mac Jones's drum. I mean, he's been very underperforming.
And then you
well,
got the other
you know the only
quarterback.
reason
Zappy's good.
the
You got
only
the other
reason Mac
quarterback
Jones
going
is
up gang
playing is
signs.
because they were able to prove that interception was caused by the wire, not Mac Jones just throwing a
Wow.
bad pass. No, I'm just playing.
But I mean, to me, and maybe it's just me. Just the NFL has just been disappointing this year, and
Well,
I
yeah,
think it
because
stems from the quarterbacks.
You got to think about Tom Brady's having a bad year.
Yeah, because he
Aaron
can't keep his personal life, hurting his feelings, going through divorce, so he can't.
Aaron
Should have retired.
ain't having a good year.
I don't even know what that guy's problem is. That guy's crazy.
So
It's
I tell you, he's full. He's got a full. I mean, other than Alan Lazard,
Yeah,
I
he don't have
mean,
a very
that's
good
his wide
receiver.
receiver. He's got
Yeah.
3 rookies that are wide receiver for him. I mean,
what about Kirk Cousins? They're 5-1.
yeah. I mean, hey, he's got Justin Jefferson
not-
over there. I mean, I
it's
could throw
not
to Justin
that-
Jefferson.
It's not that exciting to watch. It's not that exciting to watch Kirk Cousins.
Cards plus 3.5. How about that?
Yeah. By the way, keep going down the list. We're getting off track. We always get off
This is
track.
what happens when I'm on the show.
Joe, who's no longer invited,
Last
he
week,
just has to do the
next time I'll
producing.
just produce it because that was the whole thing. I was like, last week they kept it to an hour, and they said, well, maybe Joey's the
So
problem.
I'm gonna run through this real quick for just being generous. We like the Titans money line over the Texans, the Bears plus 10 versus the Cowboys, Arizona Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins back plus 3.5 versus Minnesota, the Giants plus 3 versus the Seahawks, and the Oakland Raiders money line against the Saints.
Pretty solid setup.
And I know the Seahawks have been playing good, but how is the Giants still? I mean, I understand that they've got Daniel Jones and Barkley's pretty much their offense, but they're playing good defense. But Seahawks, I mean, Geno Smith's been playing really well, but I just like when I looked at that line, when I pulled everything up to look, I expected to see New York favored in that game. But I mean, I know they're playing in Seattle, so
Yeah,
I think it has a little bit to just do with home field there. I think it's a pretty even money line pick. I think the Seattle's is catching a few for home field advantage, 12th man. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to college football this weekend. Looking forward to playoff football starting for high school next week, and we'll let Major carry us home real quick with some fantasy football plays, and then we're gonna sign off of here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give y'all college football first. By the way, last week was terrible on the NFL. Like all the good players, everybody we stacked
Because the NFL sucks.
was just a terrible week. Like I did not place in any of the games that I joined last week. So we're gonna try to turn that around this week. But first, with college football, I'm stacking Schrader and Gaston from Syracuse in that game. And then I'm going to go down in my super flex and put Hartman from Wake Forest. I'm going to stack him with Taylor Morin, his wide receiver. And then Muhammad Ibrahim, however you say his name, from Minnesota is a must play against the Rutgers in every one you play this week. Every game you join, every lineup you do, Ibrahim, however, is a must play against the Rutgers. He'll probably go 150 plus and
I'm clipping that
like
by
three.
the way.
Clip it.
I'm tagging him.
Clip
I'm gonna tweet him and be like, here you go.
It's Muhammad Ibrahim. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my stacks and plays for this week in college football. I think those are the best ones for college football. On the NFL side, I'm going to stack, surprisingly, some people may not agree with me, but I'm going to stack Tua, Waddle, and Giuseppe in a lineup. I think they are going to have a big day. And then in another lineup, I'm going to go Tua, Hill, and Giuseppe so that I have each one of the wide receivers. And then another one for you to stack is Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert. And my fave defense of this week is the Bills versus the Packers. I think the Bills have a big week against the Packers this week. Some guys that I look to have big numbers that you'll have to try to figure out how to fit in by taking somebody lower. JGF, wide receiver for Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson. Hopkins, wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. Saquon Barkley, I think, will have a good game and put up big numbers. Miles Sanders may surprise you this week in that game and put up some good numbers. Quarterback-wise, I think Tua and Murray both have good weeks. I think they put up probably some of the higher points for quarterbacks in gameplay this week. So that's my picks. You heard it here first.
Can I offer a slight word of advice?
Yeah.
So Jamar Chase is out for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yep. Hip injury.
T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd may be some people you want to add as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I said, I wrote this 2 days ago, and I just saw the Jamar Chase news earlier. So we'll add T. Higgins. We'll add T. Higgins to the big numbers list. I'll say he'll probably
Monday
go
night game versus the Browns, right?
I think he'll probably go. I'm gonna say 6 for 70 something and a touchdown at least, maybe more. He may break 100 and a touchdown.
There you go.
I like that.
All right. Well, anybody got anything else to add? I think we got a horseshoe championship coming up this weekend. If we can get a number on it, Dylan, we might be able to.
Horseshoe championship. I'm finna log off and go watch the rest of this game. I got a nail biter. I took the Clippers in the Thunder game. I took the Clippers +7, not the Clippers, but the Thunder +7, and they're up 99-96. So
all right,
Dylan, we appreciate you joining in, and guys, we'll share the link after this if you want to get these picks from Cash Money Malone.
That's right.
Look for the link
investment
and
purposes.
go join.
Investment purposes only.
That's right. Investment only.
Investment only.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Dylan, we'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
War Eagle.
Roll Tide. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Don't hit end yet. Okay, hit end.